Right, this is the next morning and we've got a little bit of a helper here. Although should I say he's lazing about a bit at the moment, but what I've done, I did it off camera last night. I've put the 50mm insulation in, and I've filled any of the gaps with expanding foam, and I've just held it all there with spray adhesive and some noggins, I suppose. I've just made temporary. I was putting there temporary. So I'm going to fasten the clips on and get on with the 80mm insulation, which is going to go here. So let's get on with it. I've gone ahead and I've faced the 50mm insulation with 9mm ply, and that's really just to facilitate the clips, and I've used plasterboard screws and screwed it straight through to the stud. So when I come to pipe up the radiators, I've got all the clips all ready, and I've just done a test piece here just to see how it's going to go for the pipes, and the floorboards, that's just loose at the moment, just to make sure that I've got enough height. There's been a change in plan. As you know, originally I was going to put insulation and then 12mm ply in front of that, and then mount my radiator. Well, the radiators have arrived. I've got them there, and which is great. I've got a 1400 by 400 and two 400 by 400s. Unfortunately, I think the 1400 is going to be too heavy for what I was originally planning here. I was originally planning to fasten the 12mm ply onto this top rail, and then it would also be fastened through the insulation into the stud. But because of slight movement and that, and the weight of the radiator, I'm not really happy. So what I intend to do is get some extra studs into here, and that'll give the window bay and where I'm going to mount the radiator far more strength. So where I had originally battened them, I've taken the battens back off, and I'm going to fasten stud onto here. I don't think it's going to make much difference on the insulation point of view, but it will help a lot with fastening the radiators to the stud rather than through the insulation to the stud. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got a lot of the insulation in, which I wanted to do, and what I've done, I've cut the panels in, I've got it all flush, and then I've put expanding foam in around the edges just to fill it all in, so that's completely sealed now and flush with the supports. So the next stage would be to put the plywood on the front of there. I've also made a facility at the bottom here for the pipes, so that's inset a little bit, and then the skirting board will go once the panel goes on. I've worked this out so that the skirting board will go and cover that, and then what I've done on the sides here is I've made a frame ready for boxing, and I've done it both sides. Now I did have a bit of an issue here, whereby the brick here is further this way or than the other side here, and I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. In the end I thought I'll box it in. I just put a frame in, allowing for 50mm insulation in here. So there's going to be 50mm insulation, and I'm going to do the same as I've done with the front here, and then put expanding foam where, you know, in voids and stuff like that. At this side I've put these little noggins in, and this is going to be plywood up here. So that's pretty much about done for the framing. So the next job is probably to put the well, it's going to be, I think, to put the floorboards back. I'm going to put them back loose because I will need to get under there in the future, but I'm just going to put them back now. But I need to cut them down to size because I've brought this further in. So this is all level with the joists, and that's the floorboards are going to go up to there, but they need cutting in, need angling, and then the pipe work, which I've put little dummy pieces in as I go, but the pipe work has got to come through here, round here, behind the wall and behind the skirting boards, and then along here and feed the radiators. There's going to be one here, one in the middle, and one here, and I've got them there. So yeah, so still cracking on, and now the lockdown's open a bit, I'll be able to get some more supplies from the wood merchants, and I can get things from Screwfix and places like that now, which is quite good. And of course they send them through the post. One other thing I wanted to show is this. This is brilliant. I have used it in the past, but it's one of those things that I had a tube, so I used it. I thought, yeah, okay, I'll try it for using, instead of using grip fill, because it goes off a bit quicker, and it's polyurethane, like an expanding foam, and I've used it before, but this particular one here is absolutely brilliant. And if I decided to take that piece of wood off again now, it would actually break the wood away, and there would be wood left stuck to the main pieces of wood rather than the glue giving way. So I can also use it for filling a little bit as well, so which makes things very sturdy. So I've been very pleased with that, so I'll be buying some more of that. So right, so that'll do for now.